Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Thundersley tonight. Good to see so many of you online. We will be joining the church shortly, but before we do, we're going to have an opening prayer tonight from our medium, Stacie Frost, a good friend of ours here at Thundersley. So I'll invite Stacie to open in prayer, and then we'll have the Lord's Prayer. Thank you, Stacie.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome online. Lovely to see so many names. I hope you're all really well. If you'd just like to just close your eyes, just take a moment to close your eyes while I do the prayer. I know you're all indoors and whatever you're doing, but it just helps that connection, taking some time out just for you. Dear Father, Divine Spirit, I ask all those that work with me in spirit to join with me this evening, my guides, inspirers and helpers, to bring the two worlds together. Please also with Jenny in church as well, may she have a beautiful uplifting evening and service at Thundersley Church. And if you raise your hearts and minds, just think about those loved ones in spirit. They don't just have to be your close family, they can be friends, neighbours, colleagues, and even our beloved pets, those animals that are so dear to us that make our lives so much better when they are around us. And let us have a beautiful uplifting evening of laughter, of evidence and of joy. And knowing that this way that we are connecting through the internet, but with spirit as well, connections are made in so many ways. So let's have a beautiful evening, everybody. God bless you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Stacie. Okay, let's have the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Okay, we'll now go back to the church and to Frank, who's chairing tonight, and we might just catch the end of their prayer there. Here we go.
I was switched on. I ain't got a little light.
Can you hear it, Sam?
Yes. Can you hear it, can you?
Sometimes the
I've
light
now.
just goes off and so
I've now. Okay, I will now light our church candle and invite those of you who are watching us online to light your own candles at home if you're able to do so. I also invite you to ask your loved ones in spirit to draw close to us now, so that we may feel their presence and their love all around us. May this candle be the candle to lighten the world. May it be the strength of light and love that spreads all around the world. The fire that enables us to burn out all our pride, all our selfishness and the impurities that are within us. May it be the flame that brings warmth into our hearts, warmth towards our families, our neighbours, our friends, and all those around us, and those we meet on our life's journey, and all those who need it most. I ask you now to join me in sending out love and light to all those in need of healing. Loving thoughts and prayers create a very strong healing energy that can reach all around the world to all the people and places that need it most. I'll begin by reading the names from our church healing list and then offer a healing prayer. Now our prayers are asked for Darren, Claire, Derrin, Lorraine, Diana, Sophia, Charlie, Iris, Laurie, David, Danielle, Judy's Ed, Judy's dad, Katie, David, Katie, Justin, Tom, Kim, Jenny, Laura, John, Sonic the Bird, Maggie, Dougie, Maggie Knight, Michelle, June, Chris and Gary, Claire, Billy, Mandy and Gary, Martin, Joyce, Peggy, Ray, Maureen, Vic, Tracy, Sharon and Mark. Joan, Kim, Heather and Veronica. Got no notifications up on the side here. I'm sorry, I've got no notifications up on the side tonight. But if your name is in there and you've written someone down, I can assure you the healing will go to them. We join together now to send out our thoughts of love, healing and light around the world to all those in need of healing, both physically and emotionally. And we ask you that they will also reach and protect our animal kingdom and the world of nature that is all around us. We pray that our energy may reach those who are cold or homeless tonight and all those less fortunate than ourselves, wherever they may be. May our thoughts and energy tonight bring love, calm and peace to everybody. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour. Amen. We'll now have 1 minute's silence so that you can send out your own personal thoughts and prayers to all those in need, those whose names we've read tonight, and any that may be in your private thoughts at this moment. And this will be broken by us singing the hymn, Gracious Spirit, the words of which are in the front of your hymn book. Now invite Peter to bring us our Bible reading for this evening.
Nice to see you here. Do you want me to put this on there?
I do. Well, not me, but
Okay. Evening all, and to all those who've joined us online. Tonight's reading is from Jude. It's a calling to persevere, to persist, or to endeavour. But to what? Heading towards Easter, an important an important Christian spiritual event where we can check our progress in something good. Jude tells us to keep ourselves in God's love and follow his commandments. I believe in Jude's last sentence at the end of the reading. He is speaking of brotherly love. But sometimes we don't realize how big this love is, or how difficult it is at times to keep it. So these special events or festivals help us to take stock of your progress and make adjustments where necessary. All the principal words of the scriptures have been very carefully chosen by the learned elders and need to be expanded to their fullest understanding of the whole. They are all on an all our just to preserve, to learn, and to put into use our spiritual truth to overcome scoffers, unbelievers who follow ungodly desires. To learn and to understand our spiritual truth, we need to experience and face off against these natural instincts and desires, building up our spiritual strength in God's love. We have spoken many times of living within God's commandments of love and the power of brotherhood, love that we are here to live by. Jude's message of love for one another is presented in a slightly different way than we have experienced in other readings. Jude goes straight to the two requirements placed on us by God's second commandment: love thy neighbour as thyself. Put yourself right first in God's love with prayer and faith in the Holy Spirit. Then help others in living mercifully, helpful, and in a forgiving way. But what we should not lose sight of is that part of our learning here on earth is to be happy, to enjoy our time here on earth and sharing that with our brothers, known as neighbours. Happiness is brought about by sharing the whole basis of the greatest commandment. It can be with other people, with other things we find beautiful, or all part of God's love. As Jude says, it is essential for our journey to eternal life through our Saviour, Lord Jesus Christ. Happiness teaches us the difference between right and wrong. That needs thinking about. And one of the facets of love, the crown jewel of life here on earth and the hereafter. Tonight's reading is from Jude 17 to 23, a call to persevere. But dear ones, remember what the apostles of our Lord Jesus Christ foretold. They said to you, in the last times, there will be scoffers who will follow their ungodly desires. There are the people who will divide you, who follow more natural instincts and do not have the Spirit. But you, dear friends, are building yourselves up in your most holy faith and praying in the Holy Spirit. Keep yourselves in God's love as you wait for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ to bring you to eternal life. Be merciful of those who doubt. Save others by snatching them from the fire. To others show mercy mixed with fear. Hating even the clothing stained by corrupted flesh. God bless that reading and thank you.
It's now time for those of you who are watching online to be joined by Rob and Stacie, who will guide you through the rest of our service. But before you leave us, I just wanted to say, those of us who come to church here every Sunday don't see all the hard work behind the scenes that Rob puts in and all the time he spends preparing and presenting our online service for us. So Rob and I, on behalf of Thundersley, grateful thanks for all you've done for the last 3 years. God bless you. And all the mediums who've worked with you over those weeks, God bless them too. Now time to say goodbye to those of you online and hope to see you all again very soon. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you, Frank. God bless you. It's been a very interesting 3 years, and we've got a lovely congregation online and a lovely community, and really pleased to carry on delivering these weekly services, which of course we couldn't do without our good friends like Stacie, who's online today. So I'll hand over to Stacie for tonight's address and some messages from Spirit.
Hello, I've got a visitor.
You have? Wow. Oh,
I do apologise if I have to get up and chuck her out because she's a bit of a fidget. So anyway, hello everybody. I've got my witch's cat with me. Look, Auntie Candice might be on, so you've got to wave to her. I was just thinking because earlier on I have to have an Infinet cable to put in upstairs to make sure that the signal doesn't drop out. And I was just sitting down just before sort of doing the test with Rob and thinking, oh my goodness, the computer's at 18%. I forgot to plug in the power. So I had my connection, but not my power. And I think sometimes that's quite a good lesson for all of us, isn't it? We're so worried about connecting all the time, especially when we do spiritual work. And so some of you out there might do healing, or you read cards, or you do mediumship yourself, or even just sort of looking after other people. We always sort of think about, oh, we've got to get that connection, we've got to do this right, we've got to do that right, but we forget that actually sometimes we need to plug our power cable in, because we don't always look after ourselves as much as we should do. There are lots of times that I forget, and I should know better. That when you ground yourself as well, it's very important. And even if you don't work in spiritual ways every day, but you will be out and about, amongst other people, and sometimes their energy can pull you, because we're all energetic beings, aren't we? We're all connected to each other, we're all connected to everything that goes on around us. And you can be in a situation where you've got people around you that are very negative, that are very draining, that pull your energy. And so to set you up for the day, it's just about putting your, just before you go out in the morning or whatever time you're going out, it's about just sitting in your own power just for a few moments, because we don't need to plug in with a cable unless we're in the matrix, which we're probably not far off. But we do need to plug into that universal energy, which is all around us. We are an energetic being, which means you can't destroy energy, you can't create it, but it can change from one form to another. So what we need to do is plug into that energy that's all around us to keep us going, to keep us healthy, our mind, body and spirit healthy. So before I go out, or before I work, and when I teach, I always teach people to make sure they just visualize putting their roots from the soles of their feet into the earth. Now you can do this as well on the loo, because I'm telling you, most times when I'm at churches and things, if there's nowhere that is separate from everybody, because obviously I don't want to be listening to other people, because that's not true mediumship if I can hear what you're saying. So I go to the loo, and sometimes that's where I do my grounding. And any of you that's got small children will know that's probably, if you can get private time, it's also the only place that you'll probably get a few minutes. So just sit wherever you're going to be, even on the edge of the bed, and just take a nice deep breath in, and just sort of ground yourself. Imagine like you're a tree, put your roots from your feet into the earth, and just imagine pushing those roots out and ground, because we are, although we are connected to spirit, to different dimensions and energy, we are also connected to this earth plane as well. And we have to live in this earthly life. And sometimes when we're too away with the fairies, and and we've all done it, when we're living in quite a spiritual mind, sometimes we forget that, yes, we have to ground ourselves for the earthly life that we have. And then just bring that energy up through your body, through your spine, and up through the top of your head, and put yourself in a little protective bubble as well. And what I do, if I know that I've got, people around me that might need some help, I just throw that bubble around them as well, and just ask Spirit to help them as well, to keep them in their love and light protection as well. But do it with yourself before you go out, because remember, you are on the grid. We are on an energetic grid. And we do forget that sometimes we power down and we give our energy away to other people. So when you're talking to them, you're working with them, especially those that are in sort of like a caring environment as well, where you're dealing with maybe people that are very vulnerable or not very well. You don't always get good feedback. Sometimes, management or the people that we're working with also are very stressed. So we pick up from all their stresses as well. And none of us mean really to be unkind or to be distracted. But what happens is we are, because we're not centered in ourselves. We're not seeing the world in actually that other people have got life paths. We're seeing it as in how it affects me at the moment. And that can be, it can be sort of quite distracting to yourself, because sometimes you don't always realize that, your part of your story connects to someone else's. And if your energy is up, if your energy is on a good vibration, remember, you're like a match in a dark room. When you light a match in a dark room, you just get light, and then everyone can see that light. So really, we need to be a match for everybody else, that little candlelight for everybody else. And then you'll find that as your energy changes, and you remember to do this every day, you won't be picking up the smog off everybody else or their energy. And you do get psychic vampires as well, which is people that deliberately pull your energy. And some people obviously do know that they're doing it, but then that's their story. They have to deal with that. But we have to find a way of working with it that protects our energy and lets them get on with it. A good tip, if you've got someone that or a situation that is not conducive to your health or well-being, you could have maybe a relationship that's not particularly pleasant, things like that. We never send out negativity to somebody else, because a law of cause and effect, it can come back. So what we do, excuse my cat's tail, is that I like to put people in a little balloon of love and light. So just imagine them in a balloon and you're holding the string. So you put their face in there, all the situation that's going on around you that you don't really want. You can't get rid of it, because obviously it has a purpose in its own being, but we need to let go of it, of how it affects us and our emotional state. So you just sort of put the person in, and then you just hold the string, and just with love and light, I wish the best for this, or the best outcome for this person or situation, and then let the balloon go and just visualize it going off. Now, good color is up with pink and green, because it links to the heart chakra. So what we're doing is we're sending it off with love. And also in a way that we word things as well. I read something the other day, and it did make quite sense, because I mean, how often do we put out prayer? Please, can you help me? Please, can I have this person? Please, can I have more money? We're always sort of putting out something. Please help someone else. But what this person said was, it's actually like a form of begging. All right, you're begging for something, which is a lower energy. And then as I explained it, it was like, well, be grateful, because we all know gratitude, like joy, is a very high vibration. So rather than saying, oh, please give me more money, you think it's already there. I'm grateful for the money I have, and I'm grateful for more coming in. With health, I'm grateful from the health that I'm going to be feeling. I'm grateful from the balance that I feel within. So what you're doing, you're turning it from a want, because even wanting something is not having it. When you want more money, when you want something better, it's because that wanting is evading you. It's different to having a need to a want. So what we do is just change our wording round. And that's why when they in the Bible said, and the word was God, you know, that is the thing, that our power is our words, it is our thoughts, our actions, and everything that we embody in a spiritual sense is so powerful. But because we don't believe that we are, we have forgotten that. We've been told that we're not. We have been told that we need to be in a certain level, that certain people with certain money can only be a certain way. Or if you're not famous, then obviously you're not worth anything. Or if you're cleaning a street, then obviously you haven't got a good job. But that's absolutely rubbish, because we don't want to see people with colours of skin, religion. We want to see souls. And soul is the true colour of us. It's the true light within us. We've all got a light within. We are light beings. We're energetic beings. All the outside bit is just a mask. It's an overcoat to give us the opportunity to be able to experience life on this denser energy system. And really, we're all connected to the light. We're all part of the light, and we're all part of that consciousness in the universe. And when we realize that what we need, what we can do, we are actually in a mindset can do it ourselves, because you only have to think it. You only have to believe it and know it's true, because the law of cause and effect means it comes back to you. It comes back to you. So it's one of those things that you can try and test out. So plug yourselves in to the universal grid and test it, because you don't buy an appliance without testing it first. You want to make sure it works. Well, you have to do the same with the spirit world, with your energy. You need to make sure that you work, that you are on that energetic. I mean, you can even, your mind is so vast. It's bigger than any computer in the world, in any world. It is so fast, and your thoughts are instant. So when you plug yourself in and you sort of think to yourself as well, if you're feeling a bit low as well, when you bring that light up through your feet, just say energy up, energy up, energy up. And you just feel it and visualize it going up through your body and around. And it does work. It really does work. Because as you know, with the law of cause and effect, if you keep putting out their negative thoughts, and we all have it, don't get me wrong, everybody, the best of us, you know, and especially those more spiritually minded, there's a reason why they say only the good die young. And that's because most of us that are empaths, most of us are try to be connected so much every day and helping other people and linking in with other people, we usually find we take on so much stress and guilt because we pick up from other people. Those energies that don't care what they're doing or how they treat you, usually go into 100 because they've got no stress, because stress in the body is what causes most illness. So to get rid of that, to deal with the life that you have every day and really embrace it and enjoy it, and to bring it back to you, that what your needs and desires are, you just got to plug in your energy and visualize a chord if you want to. Don't know where you're going to plug it, but visualize a chord. Just imagine it connecting into your body, plugging it in and seeing that, because some people are more visual than others. So you can sort of imagine plugging it in even to your arm or something like that, and just sort of see the energy going through your body, or do the tree and just get it up and around you. You are wanting to put yourself in that energetic light. And then when you shine, others that will be maybe that need it will come to you, and others that are already there will be drawn to you as well. So none of this, I'm skint, because the universe will go, she's skint, I'm going to give her more skint. Cause and effect, everybody. All right, plug yourself in, realize you're more powerful than you can ever believe. All right, and it's true. And at this moment in time, with all the media, that's one thing you can unplug, to be fair. Unplug the telly, unplug yourself in instead. So thank you. You all right, Rob?
Stacie, thank you. A lovely address there this evening. Lots of positive comments on the chat there. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a minute to get a drink, and then we'll come back for the messages.
Okay, thank you.
Super. All right. Good evening, friend. Hope everyone's well tonight. Great to see so many of you online, lots of our regulars. And if anyone's new to us at Thundersley, then you're very welcome. Pop a message in the comments there. It'd be good for us to greet you. You might have seen earlier we've got a few events on at the church. If you aren't close by, I know many of you aren't, which is the beauty of this online service. We can reach people far and wide. But if you are around, I'll just tell you a couple of things that are coming up. We have some Tai Chi on the way. This is starting in April. This will be on a Thursday at 7:30. And it starts on the 27th of April. No need to book these. You can just turn up. We've got some craft workshops coming soon. This is new for us at Thundersley. These are going to be on Saturdays. These start in May, so a little bit of time. But if you would like to attend these, then there is a deposit of £5 to book these, because of materials and seating and things like that. We need to book these ones. And a little bit later in the year, in June, we are planning a quiz night. So if you can get a team together, of friends or family or both, then it'd be great to have you at our quiz night. That's going to be the 24th of June. That's a Saturday there. Looking forward to that one. So a few things that are a bit different there. We have Chris's circle ongoing on a Wednesday. We have yoga, and we have coffee morning, which is this Saturday coming up. We've got a number of mediums coming down for coffee morning. There will be healing available. Got a variety of modalities of healing, including Reiki, Rahani, and spiritual healing. And we also have tea and coffee and cake. So you're more than welcome to come down, come and see us. There's no entry charge. The readings are charged, which is fundraising for the church, because we have the building to maintain and other bills to pay, unfortunately. But it's a fundraising event for us there. So lots going on. Okay. Well, let's get back to Stacie then for tonight's messages from Spirit.
Oh, you might even get one from the cat, because she just decided to plonk herself on my lap. There we go. There's any other cats out there? She's tuning in right now. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to give what I get as I'm seeing it. Sometimes I'm drawn to people. Sometimes I just, because it works a bit differently for me online, sometimes just see in my mind's eye and I throw it out there. I usually go with it as 3 definite no's, because sometimes I know some information can be quite similar for some people. There's 3 definite no's. Just take yourself out the conversation, and anybody that understands what I'm saying, please put a comment of yes, I understand on that, and just keep letting me know that I'm on the right track. Because again, as I say, it's not an exact science. So I'll do my very, very best with you. All right. So thank you very much. I had a gentleman come forward. He's on sort of my right hand side, which is usually dad's side of the family, but he's not an elderly gentleman. He's about in his 50s, I think. He's quite a big set man as well. He's got a bit of hair missing on the top in the middle, but he's got the rest of his head is quite thick. It's round. He's got quite a round face. I would put him at about 5'9". That's sort of type, but he's quite a big built man as well. I know he's got a suit on. He doesn't like ties, so I know he's got a nice suit and jacket and a shirt on as well. And as I say, he's in about his 50s. I feel quite laboured when I'm linking in with him, as if like I feel like I've got quite a few health problems going on, and I do feel this is some of the contribution is from the weight as well. He feels like he feels like more of a man's man, if that makes sense to anybody. As I say, he's not an elderly man at all, sort of mid-years. He is, okay, come closer. Anybody that understands that, could you just put yes if you understand a gentleman like this? He's clean shaven as well, as I'm looking at him. He's got quite large hands as well. And I do feel that he could, he feels like it's not just a big man as in, I feel like he's sort of quite well proportioned all over, you know, and he just feels like he would have been a man that would try to do as much as he could do. He likes he's got quite a sociable man as well. He doesn't feel like he's got curly hair, Michelle, but he's cut really short. So it's sort of, there's nothing in the middle, but it's just on the sides, and it would have been sort of like a mousy sort of brownish sort of colour, because that's the sort of colour I'm trying to sort of see it as well. As I say, he doesn't like ties either. And I just feel that I feel that there's a blood pressure problem with him as well, because as I'm looking at him, his face is going really bright red, and I feel like every now and again he's like I would sort of flush as well. He's also making me aware of like I think it's like a big sovereign ring as well. He doesn't wear a lot of jewelry, this man. It's just like, I feel like I've got quite meaty hands. So, but it's like a round ring, a signet ring or something like that on, and it's on middle finger of his right hand, he's showing me as well. He's talking about having a persistent cough as well at some point. And he's like, and I feel that's towards the end of that. It's like it won't go. It sort of he's clearing his throat all the time. He feels like he was under a lot of pressure as well, please, because he's rubbing his temples. So I feel there's a lot of stress there, and there's a lot of pressure on him as well. And he's not a gentleman to sort of say that I need some help, or I need some with anything. I just feel like I'm stressed, and I can't let the family know. This is what he's saying to me. I can't let the family know. I've got to take it on my shoulders. I've got to do it myself. All right. He's showing me like a pint of beer as well, and it feels more like, you know, the darker beer, like ale, rather than a lager. I do feel like he likes a bevy as well, but he's like an unwind one. He's quite a sociable man as well. And yes, Michelle, he did have, there was breathing problems around him, but I do know there's like a blood pressure problem as well with this gentleman. Yeah, he's a very stressed man. All right. And so Sheena, it could also be with you as well, darling, if that makes sense to you. But I don't know if anyone's got a kitten lately, or something to do with like a kitten, because he's holding this little cat. All right. I do feel he's quite a softie underneath as well. It's like, you know, it's like when you didn't watch him, or when you watched him and he didn't know you were watching him, he feels quite a softie. And I do think he sort of, it's like with animals, like I've got the cat on my lap. It's like, you know, you'd sort of make out maybe you weren't into animals much, but actually I think he was on the quiet. I think he sort of quite liked it. He's also given me the name Deborah as well. So I don't know where this links around him, but it's like Deb or Deborah as well, I'm just hearing. So I don't know if this links to him or if this links to somebody else online, that they would understand the name Deborah. It can be on the earth plane or in spirit, but it's Deb or Deborah. He's also, he's talking about bricklaying as well. So I don't know if this is him. Or somebody that would like bricklaying or know something to bricklaying, because he's just building. I'm just getting lots of building work, laying the bricks. Oh, that's your cousin, is it, Michelle? Deborah? Okay, lovely. Oh, you make me my cousin after you pass. Oh, you're going to fight it out amongst yourselves. Just as well I'm not there, isn't it? I'll try and sort of get some more information to see if we can sort of separate it a little bit, so you know definitely who it is. I've also got a larger dog that comes in as well. It's like a medium-sized dog. And it's a longer haired dog as well. That comes in on the left hand side. So it might be to do with mum's side of the family as it comes in on the left. It looks more like a sort of collie type of collie, sort of, you know, like the border collie type of dog. It's like that, but it might be a mix of a couple of breeds. But I know it's that sort of, it's got a similar look to that. All right. And it's not just one colour. It's sort of like black and white, or it's got patches on it. And that comes in on my left hand side. Also I'm getting, he's making me aware of someone with the headaches as well. But this is on the earth plane. Someone at the moment is suffering with headaches on the earth plane, and they are stress headaches, please. Someone also, he's just making me, had just had a nosebleed recently as well. It wasn't a lot, but someone would know, somebody either had, if on the earth planes had a nosebleed. This is really weird. I'm trying very hard to get it down so that we know where we're going, because that's quite significant. All right, I don't know. No nosebleeds. Okay, it might have just been like a child or something or somebody, but he's making me feel like a nosebleed. So it might have been this gentleman. I don't know. Okay, I'll just throw that one out there because I can just see it. All right, he's making me as if I've got one. I just feel like I went very, very quickly. I've sort of like boom, and I'm gone. All right. And I don't quite know what happened. This is how it's explained to me. Oh, your granddaughter gets them, Michelle. Okay, because it just feels like a nosebleed, and this gentleman went very, very quickly. He was saying that he's quite tired a lot of the time. He didn't always let everybody know, but he was feeling very, very tired, he's talking about paperwork as well. He's like he was involved in a lot of paperwork, but he was stressing because he hadn't filled something in, and it's like I feel like I haven't finished something. Something's left not finished, all right, and it's to do with some paperwork. It might have been something not signed or something not sent off. Okay, never got to do a will. Yeah, it's just I don't know if he'd thought about one, Sheena, but never got around to it. I don't know. It's just that he's sorting out paperwork, but he just something he didn't do. Right, I'm sorry. I'm trying very hard to make sure that, you know, trying to sort of fine tune it down to one person, but unfortunately it happens this way sometimes. So I can just give you as much as I can get, all right, and hopefully that it will link with some part of you. I've also, he's like banging it like a, you know, like a tambourine, but it's like the size of a tambourine or drum, as if someone's shaking it and banging it at the same time. So I don't know if there's any links to like a band or music, like, but playing, or because it just feels like, because it doesn't feel like a big drum, it feels like a small one, but it could have been a tambourine and they're banging it at the same time. Right, I've got a little lady that's coming forward as well from mum's side of the family. She's only about 5'2", that sort of height. She's not very tall, might be a bit shorter than that. Her hair is white. She's got a lovely little face. She likes to have her hair in rollers as well. It's sort of, she likes to have it quite curly. And she likes pale colours. She likes the beiges, the creams, that sort of thing as she's linking in. Very fine knits as she's linking in with me. And she's crossing her arms. I think she's got the hump with me because she's a lady that she's a waggy finger lady as well. All right. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that you've not done that right. She's got a really good sense of humour, but she's very direct with it. She's quite a blunt lady when she talks. She has got quite a raucous laugh as I'm listening, and obviously I feel this connects to this gentleman. So I'm trying to try. If I can't sort your lot out now, I better go. She's coming in, and she's sort of like she prefers a skirt to trousers. She's talking about her knees. I thought that was like an arthritis condition in her knees as well. She had very good legs. She had a little bit round the middle, but she didn't have any real hips. So I feel like she's got really good legs, and she always used to like a little tiny heel on her shoe. Not a lot, but just a small shoe. And I feel that this lady would rib this gentleman. It's like they would have a bit of a banter, all right, between, and sometimes they could log heads, but it was like a not a love-hate thing, but I think they're both not people to show lots of emotion about how they feel, so they sort of bantered with one another. I don't know if that makes sense. They don't rib each other. Right, okay, I'm trying to just get some more information before I pull away. Right, this lady is talking about the circle of friends on the earth plane around whose messages is changing. All right, the circle of friends is changing, and I feel like I want to pick someone up and move them away from these people. And I just feel like whatever the circle is now, it's not conducive now to the development that needs to now go forward. I'm not saying that you leave them all behind completely and don't want to know them, but it just feels like that the mindset. Okay, Michelle, the mindset that what is around you is now shifting, and those people, it's like you're not connecting to anymore, and but it feels like this is a journey you've got to do on your own. And that if this can relate to more than one person, sometimes it does happen. Please, those that can take it, just even with the emotion, because remember, these messages are from spirit anyway, and if they resonate with you, it means it's meant anyway, that they are for you. You can feel it in here. But it's just that I need to feel like I need to put myself somewhere else out of this circle and start, but I have to do it on my own. It's something I've have to now be brave with and change. My energy has shifted. All right, it's like it's not in the old dimension anymore. My energy is shifting to a new consciousness, a new way of thinking, and a new pathway that is opening up. Oh, Sheena. It will be heartfelt, because sometimes when we move forward, it doesn't, we like to cling on to what we know, don't we? We like to hold on to those things, but they are not serving us. The energy is not serving us. So we now need to forge our own way. Okay, as you go forward, although it will be on your own, your new energetic system is in front of you. All right, but the lone wolf has to walk the path. All right, to be your own leader. And this is how I feel, that you've got to take that strength and be your own leader. The gentleman here is giving red roses as well. And he potters, but I wouldn't say he's a big gardener. All right. But he's wants to give red roses, all right, which is, it to me, it's like a romance or a love thing, you know, to give red roses, or it might be significant with the red roses. and he just said change is as good as a rest. All right, so sometimes to what we said earlier about powering ourselves up, we need to power ourselves up with the change so that we can actually feel more at rest, more at peace as we go forward. I'm going to leave his love with you. Thank you for working with me. I know sometimes it's difficult when you got 2 or 3 can sound similar, but if the message means important to both of you, please take it. All right, because sometimes spirit have a way of blending together where they just don't want to just go to one. I'm doing 2 for 1. There. Buy one, get one free. Right, okay. Right, I've got a lady coming through to me now. She'd either have fair hair or she would have had it lightened. It feels like I'm sweeping it up on the top of my head. I'm pulling it back, and as if I've got it clipped up on the top of my head. I feel I'm not a short lady. I feel sort of about sort of 5'5", something like that. I feel like I'm sort of quite a nice size. If I'm out by an inch, don't worry. It's just I'm trying to get a rough idea of the height of them. This lady, she's got a lovely figure. She feels quite buxom as well, but she's got a nice waist and nice figure. So I'd say she's about sort of 14 to 16 size. But she's got a nice proportion to her as well. She's not an elderly lady, but she looks after herself as well. So I'd put her maybe 60s, early 60s, something like that. And she loves to have her face on as well. All right, she has to have her face on, lippy, bit of powder. And she likes to glam up as well. Again, she likes classy clothes as I'm looking at her. She loves like little fine knits, things like that are light. She likes things that sort of figure hugging as well. She's not showy, but she knows how to dress. Again, this lady's got good legs as well. As I'm looking, why these people got good legs? I hide mine up. But she's got really good legs. But she's got quite a fair complexion, but she does like the sun, she's saying to me. She's a bit of a sun worshipper. And so if I'm not in the sun, I'll sort of not bronze myself up, but I will. She has a bit of an internal glow, actually, this lady. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody. Please just put on if anyone, because she comes in through on Dad's side of the family. She comes in on my right hand side, all right, but it doesn't matter if it is on Mum's side. It's just the way that she's presenting herself to me. She feels quite a chatty lady as well. So I feel that you could have a really good conversation. She's very down to earth as well when she's talking to me. So I feel like she'd give you a lot of good advice as well. She has got a bit of a dry sense of humour with her as well. I do think, but she's a person that as I'm looking at her, she will watch other people. She's one of these that would advise you step back. Don't go too full in, listen to what's going on first. So she's got quite a wise head on her shoulders as well. She likes to give guidance. All right, she likes to give guidance. Holly, does that sound like your mum, darling? If you can understand the description, please just sort of put on there what you can understand, darling, just to make sure I'm with you. She's a very supportive person as well. She can be quite bubbly and out there, so she can be quite. She says sometimes she used to like a little tipple, and sometimes I could, she'd sort of hug and things like that. But other times she's got this level-headed feeling about her as well. She's also given me lilies as well, so I don't know if that's just the flower or the name, but I'm getting Lily as well. And the name Pam as well. So that could be on the earth plane in spirit, but I'm just getting the name Pam or Pamela coming through as well with that. Now she's bringing in a birthday cake as well. So it must be that there's been a birthday recently or coming up very, very, very soon, because it's like she's bringing in this cake. All right. And it's like a celebration. And I do feel she loved a little bit of a gathering as well. All right. I don't know if she actually baked, this lady, but she's sort of bringing in this cake. There's also as well, please, she's making me feel like there is someone with deafness. I don't know if it's her that's got hearing loss in one ear, but I just feel that there is hearing loss. If it's not her, it might be somebody around on the earth plane that's had hearing loss. Right, this lady is saying to me that there is a decision to be made about pathways, all right? And I'm not talking about just leaving. I'm just feeling like there's either a job or something which is like, or some two things that are pulling, and I do not know which way to go, all right? And the person that this message is for is in a little bit of a quandary about which direction to go. She's showing a person with dark hair, all right, on the earth plane, and this is a woman, all right. So I feel like I'm sort of a younger woman with dark hair, and I feel like I don't quite know which way to go, and so I'm looking at two paths and I'm a bit pulled. Holly, if any of that makes sense to you, darling, as well, would you sort of just let me know? It's just so that I can make sure, see where I'm going. Okay, this lady's talking about like a pain down the front of her chest as well. All right, so there's pain down here, it's sort of like, I feel I've got as if like I've got indigestion, as if I've got something like heartburn, something stuck in my chest. But I'm also, she's talking about a cancer condition of the chest as well, please. So I don't know if that makes sense, but she's just bringing me to my chest area, and there's a cancer condition there as well. She's also talking about someone hurting their knee recently as well, as if they've either knocked it or bruised it. And this is my right knee she's bringing me to, as if like I've either fallen over or I've banged it quite badly. And it's like as if my knee is really, really sore. Michelle, it's not lung, I don't think. I feel like it's more breast cancer. But there's she just brought me to that area, but that's what it feels more like than the lungs. I've got a bad knee as well, but I feel this is on the earth plane. Someone's just either had a bit of a tumble or something on the earth plane. She's also talking about, I feel there's another elderly lady trying to come in as well. I've got like on my left hand side, I've got teeth that are really playing me up on my left hand side. As if they're sort of half out, as if there's sort of decay or some problem on the left hand side of my mouth. It feels like top and bottom, all right. But I don't know if this is an older lady that's trying to come in that links to her, that's talking about her teeth, or they're showing me somebody on the earth plane that's got problems with the left hand side as well on their mouth. Okay, so Jackie, you can take quite a lot as well, can't you, darling? The lady that I also have coming through this is on mum's side of the family. She's also quite a small lady, but she's a more slender build as I'm looking at her. Her hair is more salt and peppery, sort of grey. She's got it short. It would have been quite wiry as well, her hair. She's talking about it being unruly at times, all right, because it's like she can't do anything with it. And it's like as if like it sort of sticks up when it's cut short, and she tries to curl it, and it's got its own mind. But this is what she's talking about, the teeth as well, in the left hand side of the mouth, as if they were giving her problems. I feel like she's had quite a few left at the back, even though she was older. But I just feel like she doesn't like dentists either. She's like a doctor's dentist. She just doesn't like. Right. They've also shown me as well a huge dog. And And it's like, okay, I'm going to have to try and find my mind with breeds at the moment. If I say it looks something like a sort of Newfoundland type of dog, I'm not saying it is, but that sort of big, furry, big dog, that's what I've got here. All right, on my right hand side, I've got a really big dog. It feels sort of more longer haired. That's why I sort of didn't know if it's like a Bernese. It feels more like a sort of like one of those rescue-y type of dogs, you know, that sort of all thick fur. But I have one here, and it's like a chocolate brown colour. That's the colour it is as it comes in. So I have this dog as well. Right. It's like it's like my guides are coming from behind me, and it's going to be like, I'm afraid it's going to be a bit of a free-for-all tonight. All right, so please take whatever. I know the dog's not on the earth plane, but they're just going to start slinging things out. So whoever wants to take what, I know it's not the way I like to work, but I do think that so many of you need things at the moment. I think they're trying to give you all something that you can take home with you or take with you. Okay, so the dog is here. It's like a chocolate brown colour, this Newfoundlandy sort of dog. All right. Okay, there's also someone on the earth plane. It's because I'm still connecting with these two people. They're talking about chest pains as well, please. Someone on the earth is experiencing chest pains, and it's like anxiety, tightening in the chest, please. And I do feel with this, someone's either had a panic attack recently or they've had anxiety attack as well. And she's also, this elderly lady showing me, you know, like the it's not an e-cigarette. Do you remember the plastic things used to put on the end of the cigarettes years ago? And they were like a long plastic filter. She's given me one of those. So I don't know if that would make sense to anybody, if they're, you know, like she would have smoked from it, or it was a thing like, oh, she's trying to quit, something like that. One of those plastic, it's not like an e-cigarette. It's something that they would have, I think, put the cigarette in. And she's saying about someone is like addicted to Coca-Cola. Always got a tin of Coca-Cola. Not good for you. That someone likes to drink the Coke. The other lady that's coming forward has got lots of floral smells with her. She likes a very light florally perfumed as well. And I can smell it sort of, trying to think of the name of it. It's I think it's a bottle that might have had like Le Jardin or something like that. I know there's like a smell of flowers, floral perfume I can smell. You're all going to get something like, oh dear. The joys of online. Right, they're also giving me like a wheel of cheese as well. So there's obviously a cheese addict as well, as someone either used to make cheese or, you know, the whole wheel of cheese. But I'm just getting some that sort of like this cheese. I've also got a gentleman coming up. He's gonna go wherever it goes tonight. I've got a gentleman coming forward. And he's really tall. He stands behind me. He's a really tall, thin gentleman. And when I say that, reed thin, and he's what I think he's over 6 foot. He's in like a pinstripe suit, as if he would have been quite a business-minded sort of person. I feel he sort of can be quite serious, but he's very, very thin as I'm looking at him. He's like in a grey suit. And he comes in behind me. His shoes are well polished as well. He likes to sort of be, and they're like a broguey sort of shoe. I can see him polishing them. he's very upstanding as he comes forward. I feel that with this gentleman, he's coming in behind me. So either he's trying to get in the queue, or sometimes that can be people that aren't immediate family. So it could be someone like a work colleague, partner, something like that, that would be known to you. He is he's quite I wouldn't say he's a very emotional man. He feels quite staid, as if he sort of keeps all emotions well in. Again, he's clean shaven. He wears sort of smaller glasses. Hi, Karen. And he's got glasses on. He was he's quite a clever man. I'd say that he's more of an intellectual man than he is a hands-on man. All right. He says about he didn't always know how to be romantic. He didn't always know sometimes the right things to say and do, because sometimes I just feel like I'm held in, that I do the right thing. I feel like I can talk at quite an intellectual level as well. But I feel like wherever I go, I don't feel comfortable in just some comfies. I feel sometimes that wherever I go, I'd feel like I want my little armour on. I want to be dressed nicely and formally more. So it doesn't have to have like the dark suit on all the time, but that is how he's showing me. All right, that the dark suit is significant. He's holding up like a little chain, and I don't know if it's got like a bumblebee on the bottom or something like that. But it just feels like there's a little gold chain with a little, it feels like a little animal or an insect on the bottom of it. All right, and he's holding it up. He's saying to me as well, he tried to write something down before he passed, as if he was trying to write the right words down. There's a feeling of him knowing that he's going to go. I don't feel that he's one of these people that would like to tell people the ins and outs of his health, but I do know that he tried to write something in a card or something down, and as if like he was trying to think of the words to write appropriately and couldn't quite get the words written out. And sometimes he'd write in cards sort of quite basic things, but really he wanted to write something more flowery, but he didn't always have the words. Oh, we bought him a chain with a fish. Is it just like a little animal on there? Okay, Karen, it might be done with you, darling. Okay. He's talking about pancake day, so I don't know if that, because I'm not into pancakes at all, but I don't know if that is like significant with the time or something, of because I know is it like in February, so I don't know if this makes sense to you with pancakes. He's making me feel like he wishes he could have said more. He wishes he could have let his hair down a little bit more. He used to get choked up in his throat. He couldn't find the words, and he's like he's driving himself mad, wanting to be able to say things that he couldn't. He's just saying, I know I could be challenging sometimes. All right, challenging, and he's saying to me, I didn't always listen. All right, I didn't always hear what you had to say. He just wants to say he loves you now. All right, I love you. All right, and but it's like it's sticking here. It's like the emotions are there, but it's really, really hard for him to get the words out. He's saying about his nan came to take him, please. That this little lady came to take him, and that she was there when he passed over. I don't know if you'd understand this, Karen, but he's talking about his legs and something as if there's pain or some problem going, especially from the left leg, as if it's gone up the system, as if something from the legs has gone up the body. It's very, very bizarre. I don't know what if he's showing if it's something to do with him, but or something on the other place, as if there's a pain or something that's going up the body. All right. It feels like something is spreading. That's the only way I can describe it, as if it's flourishing throughout the body. He's talking about you taking some solace in some books. As if like you're reading something, or you're reading passages from somewhere that are giving you comfort at the moment, because he just makes me feel like, and it's not like reading loads of notes, it's like taking a book, reading something from it and taking comfort from that. I don't think it's a Bible. I think it may be like a spiritual book or something with inspiration, just to sort of, so I'm looking at it and just taking little words of comfort from it. Oh, right, okay. So he had pain in his leg, which ended in his kidney. Okay, that would make sense as it goes up the body. Okay, Karen, thank you. Oh, sciatica, it's not good. It's not good. I've had that. Sometimes we get pain because our body needs healing, and our when we need to move, when we're stuck in a situation, especially when we are in a situation that you've just experienced, our body goes through stresses, and these pains sometimes are linked with the stresses that we're feeling with grounding and security at the moment. So please just say to your body, I understand why I'm having this, and I understand why I'm experiencing this pain, but I can it's okay to feel what I'm feeling, to let it go, and just help with your body. Oh, you're writing and reading. Okay, darling, thank you. There is a very gentle side to him as well. For all that, the blocks on him, there is a very gentle side to him. And I do feel that there is sometimes when we're brought up a certain way, we're asked to sort of be tough, and we're asked to do things that maybe, you know, in a traditional way, where we want to be something else and we can't be, and then we sort of set in our ways. And this is how I feel with him. There is more to him than meets the eye, and he just never got a chance to oh, that's wonderful, Karen. It's just how Nan has come through. All right, he's just said about Nan. So there's obviously, that's to say, we're never alone when we pass to spirit. But it's like there's more to him. There was more to give from him. Would you understand as well that he is? He will help you finish that book as well, please, because he's whispering in my ear, because he wants me to make you aware that he will also be whispering into your ear as well, to give you more inspiration, to keep that connection through. All right. And it's like he's saying to me, you didn't give up on him. You didn't give up on him. All right. And he's really sort of heartfelt with that you never let him down, and you never gave up on him. Would you also understand, I know you said about sciatica, but would you also understand back pain as well? Lower back and going up and up the back a little bit, lower back, just down there, because he's making me feel like I have real ache there as well. So if it's him or you, darling, but he's just bringing me to my back. And I want to give you like a bag of, you know, like jelly tots or little silly sweets, like that little bag of like sweets, like kiddie sweets. Lots of sugar. Just know he's around you, Karen. All right. As you know, because you've also seen him, but just know that he's not going to give up on you either. He's just said to me, and he's still going to be there. And okay, they're helping him in spirit. Oh, jelly babies! I knew it was something sweet and sugary, like kiddie ones. Could you just when he crossed to spirit, they are helping him heal as well, and they're helping him be able to help you. So they are easing his pain, not just physical but emotional pain. He's so well loved in spirit as well, because he's a very genuine man, and so there is a peace with him as well. He's letting go, if that makes sense. He's letting go to relax his spirit so that he can help you as well. And again, yes, there is that connection that will still carry on. So, you know, he will be around you, but he's going to be learning and bringing information to you. All right. So I'm going to leave his love with you, Karen. All right, Diane, thank you for working with me. All right. Buffalo. Okay. Sorry, they just give me words sometimes. Okay. Does a buffalo make it like a group, or a buffalo, or, you know, like I've just buffaloes or something? I've just got the word buffaloes in my head. If that makes sense to anybody, it's quite significant. Just put a thumbs up or something. Because you know, like sometimes you get like teams, American teams and things like that, or, you know, the water buffaloes and things like that. It feels like that. Right, I've got a little lady coming in now. Again, she's another finger wagger, and she's really I don't think there is any teeth. She did have you're welcome, Karen, my darling. She didn't have her teeth in. She didn't like the Buff Club. I don't know what that is, Jacqueline. It sounds quite intriguing. Expand. I've got this little lady coming in, and again, she's very thin in the face. Her hair is sort of like, it's fine, her hair, and she sort of has it pulled back off her face. If she has full teeth, she doesn't like wearing them. So it makes her sort of feel a little bit pinched around the face. She loves being in the front garden, over the, you know, chatting over the fence. She loves that sort of chat. She's only a small lady, but she's quite a very petite frame as well, as I'm looking at her. Again, she's coming through a mum's side of the family, but again, that's just how it shows it herself to me. She does love a natter over the garden fence, and I feel like she would have had like a pathway in front of her, and she'd be chatting to people as she's out there. She'd pick the odd weed out. All right, as I'm looking at her, she's sort of like picking the odd weed out. There's bits of gravel around her and a bit of dirt. It's not a huge front garden, but I think she used to like going out there because she could see a bit of life out there. She liked to chat to people, to watch people out there, because I do feel sometimes she felt a bit lonely as well. So she liked to be outside having a natter. She's one of these people that give it. It was Alder Buffalo's Working Men's Club. Yes, Jacqueline. Okay, I'm just getting that right. Just listen in, because I don't know if this lady makes any sense to you, darling, because she's giving me an earful. But she's like wagging her finger like, "No, you listen to me," like this. So she's very good with advice. And you know, you couldn't get away from her. If she wanted to tell you something, you would have to listen. All right. She's got a heart of gold, this lady. But again, she can be quite direct, because I think it is an age and era thing. As she's wagging her finger, and it's like, would you understand, Jacqueline, this lady as well, in spirit? Because obviously with the thing, the buffaloes, which is quite significant, I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm not at cross purposes here. She's making me feel like someone's taking on far too much, as if they're burdening themselves with quite a lot. Oh, it's your aunt. Sorry, darling. Would you understand, Jacqueline, that you are taking on too much at the moment? It's like you've got so many things that are going on around you, and people are sort of dumping on you a little bit. And she's wagging her finger because she's like, I'm not having this, I'm not having that. You tell them. They've got to do it themselves, right? So she's quite direct in how she talks, but there's care there. All right, there's lots of care there with her. She's quite cross with a lot of people because it's like they should know better. All right, and she said, you haven't been well either. All right, you haven't been well yourself. You're not looking after yourself. They know that, and they're still dumping on you. And she's really cross. All right. She said she knows you are the hub in the family. She knows you're the ones that are the glue. So everybody goes to you as well. She said, but you are really tired out at the moment. She said there are things that you would like to do. All right. There are things that you would like to do for yourself. She also bringing me again to a garden outside for you as well, like wanting to be out more in nature, wanting to be able to just potter about and let your thoughts just go out of your mind. But it just seems to me like whenever you just get 5 minutes yourself, somebody then interrupts you and then wants something. And she really wants you to sort of take some time out for you, and to sort of put your foot down a little bit and say no. Because I think that you're okay. She's saying about your system being out of alignment as well. That your whole auric field is out of alignment. You've got a lot of blockages in your body. So there's lots of aches and pains I'm picking up that's going on around your body. She said you have a lot of beautiful thoughts as well, especially to other people. You like to put out those beautiful thoughts to other people. You put out a lot of healing to others. But like I said earlier, you don't plug yourself into your own energy enough. All right. So you're getting your light bulbs dimming, love. Your light bulbs dimming. All right. But this is because people are draining it rather than you refueling it and you saying, no, you've got to do things yourself. She's talking about yoga as well. So I don't know if that's something you would consider, but it's just something to rebalance and having an hour time to yourself to realign your chakra system. She's talking about your chest being blocked, your heart center. So she's talking about your sort of not your self-love is a bit off at the moment. There's not a lot of self-love going on. You've put a block on that with yourself. She's talking about your throat as well being unbalanced so that you can't speak your words clearly. It's like I can't voice my opinions. I've got to bite my tongue the whole time, and then I'm getting throat problems, and it's like I'm getting sort of blockages in my throat area. Sorry. She's rambling. She wants to get it all out because I know we haven't got a lot of time left. She's also got a cat that's jumped up on my chair. It's sort of like a black and white sort of patchy cat, quite longish fur, but I don't know if it's a stray or something because it looks a little bit old and dishevelled, but it likes to sit on the arm of my chair as well. It might not even be hers, all right, but it's just come to sit on the arm of the chair. I'm glad you've been working on self-love. It's so important for you at the moment. Right, you know what I said about the bubble earlier? It's about putting the bubble out around yourself as well and taking a breath. She wants you to breathe in beautiful golden light as well to fill up your whole body, because your cells and all your cellular system needs that boost of energy as well. Or she's just given me a chocolate cake to give to you as well. All right, so there's a chocolate cake being given to you. But she's also talking about a male birthday on the earth plane. All right, so there's like a male's birthday imminent, or has it just been? But also that's what the chocolate cake's for. She's also talking about liking to give you things as well. You know, like, you know, oh, I've got a couple of sweets in my pocket, don't tell anyone else. Or I've got a couple of quid in my pocket, don't tell the others. It feels a bit like that she wants to hand you things as right little things. And she's got such a giving soul. And I don't think, she loved her cake. She can share. But she... oh, it's your stepfather's birthday day, Sean. Yeah, I know there's a male birthday around now, Jacqueline. So I don't know if you could take that as well, like with the birthday, male birthday. Someone loves crisps. Oh, she's just sitting there with like salty crisps, just one packet after another. So this feels like someone's got a bit of a crisp fetish going on at the moment. That's all they're eating. Would you also understand, Jacqueline, a gentleman that's on the computer a lot, please? And she's worried about this gentleman because he doesn't seem to be off of the computer. He's on it 24/7, and she's worried about his health. He's not moving about so much, and it's like he's really working hard on it, but it's just, I'm not off of the thing. All right. And she's saying that he looks like he's got dark circles coming under his eyes because he's getting tired and he's not taking enough breaks. She wants to send you some butterflies as well. All right. So butterflies is about transformation for me. So also she likes nature in the garden as well. And I don't know if that was something you would like, but she just showed me the butterflies and that metamorphosis from being in our winter cocoon to then opening up and spreading our wings. I don't understand because she's talking about someone diving right in. So I don't know, but she's showing me, like, you know, someone that like the oxygen tanks and the wetsuit. So she's showing me like an image of someone doing that as well, sort of like diving or sub-aqua, something like that. I feel she's just come forward, Jacqueline, to help with your energy and to really sort of give you a bit of a pep talk about looking after yourself and putting your boundaries. Again, your energy is shifting at the moment. All right, your energy is shifting, and it's, she wants you need to raise your game, you raise your energy, because of the things that are coming for you. All right, the things that are out there that are going to come into your view of the world. So, but you need to be ready for that, and also for your to be able to say no to people. You've got to be able to have that confidence and that self-love to say no. I'm worth not knackering myself out for everybody. I then have to take a bit of time and do what she would do. Tell people. She said, you've got a tongue in your head. Tell them, all right, that you need help and that you need a little bit more time to you, and delegate some jobs as well. Don't take no for an answer. Delegate those jobs out, all right, so that you get a bit more time, because she said this is affecting your knees as well. There's problems with the joints in your body. All right. And she's saying it's because the stress of carrying, moving everything and everybody so much. It's your shoulders, but your knees as well are feeling it. And it's like the achings. If I feel like I'm walking on heavy legs, it's because your energy is heavy and you need to lighten the load. All right. So please take her love. She said you're a little diamond. All right. She said you're a little diamond, and please take her love. She's a beautiful lady. And she says she's always working with you in spirit as well. All right. And that 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep, sometimes she's having a bit of a natter with you in your REM sleep. All right. So sometimes, you know, you might wake up or things around the early morning. It's because she's sort of having a natter. All right. So just please take her love, look after yourself, and thank you everybody online. I know that sometimes some of the messages crossed over, but please take their love, because even if you can just take a little bit of it and you get comfort from that, that's what spirit want. It's very difficult to give everybody everything they need at the moment, but they know that you all need love, and you all need healing, and you all need to bring that power back to yourself. And that's why they're working as hard as they can in spirit to make these sessions possible. So thank you for working with me, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Sunday evening. God bless you all. Thank you.
Oh, God bless Stacie. Thank you so much. We've got Frank's cards coming up, and then we'll come back to you for a closing prayer, if that's okay.
Okay.
Super. All right, friends. What a lovely evening. Okay, well, as our regulars will know, Frank from our church draws 3 cards, animal cards, each week. so that everyone can take something away from the evening. So let's see what Frank's got for us this week. Here we go.
Good evening. Our first crystal this evening is the rose quartz. And with that goes the card for the Siamese cat. This card says that you may be focusing too much on material things, with a frantic desire to accumulate wealth. This can ensnare you into a state of fear and worry. You may then repeatedly verbalise negative emotions, therefore creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Siamese cat asks that you let go of guilt and have compassion for yourself and others. It says free yourself from the mistaken notion that your life isn't your own. Referred to as the royal cats of Siam, now known as Thailand, Siamese cats were at one time so revered that only royalty were allowed to own them. They are charming animals, however, they are a little more demanding than other breeds. They're usually very loving and playful, but also quite loud about communicating their desires. They do not meow like other cats. Their sound is more that of a crying baby. While all cats have a tendency towards independence, these Siamese traits make them more reliant upon their humans. The pale colour of their coat provides little camouflage for them, and they lack the benefit of night vision like other cats. Having once been more at the mercy of predators than other breeds, the Siamese cat may be telling you that your fears are holding you back and your worries are restraining you. But this is unnecessary. It is time now for you to free yourself from insecurities by asking for support from others and being compassionate towards other people in return. Our second crystal is the amethyst, and with that goes the card for the Pomeranian dog. It says that wishes can now come true and you can have a magical life from here on. This card says now is the time when your dreams will come true. Now is the time to make a wish upon a star. Or just bask in the joy of knowing that your heart's desire is coming to you soon. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just appreciate the simple things and give gratitude to heaven for all that you already have and all that is still to come. Enjoy your life. Have fun. One of the most popular dog breeds in the world today, Pomeranians are sweet, loyal, and utterly adorable. In the past, they were shepherd dogs, much larger than they are today, but over time have eventually evolved into miniature-sized lap dogs, for royal families of Europe in particular. Because of this, they are beautiful symbols that hard work can turn things into luxurious dreams come true. Pomeranians also show you that wonderful things can come in small packages. And our third crystal is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the dolphin. The dolphin is all about working in cooperation with others, providing protection or assistance when needed, and having the confidence to know just what to do. This card says it's time to get busy. An opportunity is arising that needs your full attention right away. The dolphin demands that you take immediate action now. And while expediency is critical, there is nothing here you cannot handle. Trust your instincts and move forward. The dolphin represents a person who is very much a knight in shining armour, who rushes in to help, who is passionate, charming, confident and charismatic, who can skillfully manage many issues at once. He can also be a bit restless and need a challenge, and without one, he can wander off in search of new adventures. Dolphins are among the most delightful of all Earth's animals. They're loving, playful, and extremely intelligent. They see life as one big joyful adventure and often work together as a team. They have their own moral compass and have been known to rush in and rescue members of other species, including humans. In some cases, dolphins might help a struggling mammal get to the ocean surface so that the drowning animal can breathe again. An analogy is, it could be said that when you have too much to do, the sprints might show up to help you get your head above water again and breathe again. I was reminded this week that it is 3 years now since the first lockdown came upon us. And that led me to thinking of the phone call I got from someone at my church asking, could I read cards online? Well, I thought, I've never done that, but it's only for a few weeks, so why not give it a go? And so I did. And 3 years on, I'm still doing it. And I'm grateful to all of you for still tuning in every Sunday to listen to what I'm saying and see me read my cards for you. And when I look back over the last 3 years, I know that through the lockdowns, it is the love and friendship of the people at our church and the opportunities to do things to help our church that got me through those difficult times. And I thank you all and say, God bless you.
Yes, absolutely, Frank. How incredible, how quick time, how fast time passes, isn't it? 3 years already. We're very grateful to you every week, Frank, for your cards and to make sure everyone can take something away from the evening. And quite good, actually, that Stacie's with us tonight, because Stacie was one of our very first mediums to take that leap of faith and do online with us back 3 years ago, and still going strong. So great to have you with us, Stacie, still after 3 years.
I miss you all in Essex.
Oh, yeah, we miss you too.
In sunny Yorkshire. But, you know, it's been a lovely sort of 3 years. And also, if it hadn't been for this, I mean, I would have been a distant memory when I moved. But it's nice because I can, still connect with people online, and also not just from Essex, from all round the country. And I think that's what it's done. It's sort of opened up for people that connection so you don't feel alone.
Yeah.
And I think we're one of the first churches that did these services with your expertise, Rob, to make it viable for people to connect when they were in a very dark place. And it's nice to see that people are still on there as well, still connecting, and knowing it's still valid as well 3 years later. And for everybody at the church as well that does so much, I know how hard they work. Being an ex-committee member, so I know how much goes into it and how much you all do. So it's thank you so much to you as well for making it possible. And thank you for the online. Because without we would be twiddling our thumbs.
Well, no, you're right. There's a big and strong team at Thundersleigh, isn't there, Stacie? They all work pretty hard.
Very much so. Yeah, and they're not just sort of like just church people. They're friends and family, really. And that's a good thing. That's at the heart of any communities, that you feel like family when you join.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to your address, I'm certainly very grateful that we've got such a good online congregation from all over the world, as you say, Stacie. Yeah. It's not just Essex, not just the UK, but really lovely to have support from all over. So very grateful for that. And with that in mind, I'll ask you to close our service in prayer, and then we'll play the closing Vesper.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, again for joining us this evening. If you are still with us, if you'd just like to close your eyes, because it's nice to have the ending of the evening so we can go back to about our business, and it just helps keep our energy closed and come to that conclusion. So I'd just like to close your eyes. Dear Father, Divine Spirit, I thank all those in the world of spirit that worked with me this evening, my guides, inspirers and helpers, but also those beautiful souls that have come forward to give their messages of love, upliftment, and of course the evidence that there's no real death, but life is eternal and it goes on and on and on. And all we do is inhabit this overcoat in whatever form it takes as a learning body, so that our spirit, when it goes back to the source, takes back that learning and beautiful love with it. Remember, we're all connected, and so you're never alone. No one ever dies or passes to spirit and is on their own. And we are never alone. We just have to know how to expand that love outwards to each other. So please now, all those that work with me, if you just like to step back so that we can continue our earthly life, and all the loving feelings, all that joy and upliftment you felt, just surround yourself in it, and know that you are loved, that you are worthy, and that you are all united together are so powerful. So until we meet again, friends, good night and God bless. Thank you.
Well, a big thank you to Stacie for tonight's service, the wonderful address, and those lovely messages. Thank you, Stacie. Thank you also to Jenny Eldridge, who's our medium in church tonight, looking after the congregation in church. So thank you, Jenny. Thank you to Frank, who was chairing tonight in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading, and thank you again to Frank, for your cards, as you do every week. thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's really good to have you with us, and great to see so many regulars online. Hope you can join us next week, next Sunday, 6:30 again. And until then, have